Foreigners that haven't found the net yet, Hyro and Andy scoring against Rangajid and Budolan respectively. Jerry looking to play that one early into Partip, but too many defenders around. It was well cut up by Ruat Kima. Robbie. Went back by Chema Nunes. Cortazar. Just got that play. I think Giri couldn't quite keep the ball in play. Well, the dignitaries tonight, the civilians and the army representatives as well, of course. John Abraham just standing at the back looking on. Redeem with the throw. Toy just plays that one into space, but it was always going to favour the Diamond Harbour player, but another yellow card. And Pedro Benali not happy, either not happy about that ball across or not happy about the award of the yellow card. It was Samte that just blocked off his man and picked up the yellow.
They was trying to be clever there, Samte, stopping that counter-attack. Diamond Harbour. Set piece given, although this Northeast United side need to be careful with the kind of chances that are being missed.
Second yellow card of the game. Both Northeast United's fullbacks in the book. Redeem earlier on and now Samte. Machin. Is there a way back into this before half-time for Diamond Harbour? Cortazar. Robbie. Girik. Has a little trip again by Redeem Talang, who just need to be careful. I just wonder whether Juan Pedro Bernali might have to consider, because he did concede a heavy foul earlier. That was a little bit more clumsy, but he's walking that tightrope, Redeem Talang, and he's got two very tricky players on this near side in Robbie and Girik up against him.
He took time his challenges better than Redeem Talang. Free kick given to Diamond Harbour once again in these kind of situations where they've scored from. Last two matches, they've only scored from set pieces on the points, Diamond Harbour, and this is what they're good at. For me, he needs to organise his defence, he needs to organise the wall. Because we saw that earlier on where he did come out of goal, completely missed the ball.
Now Robbie and Samuela in swinging out, swinging options here for Diamond Harbour. Joby Justin's already had one header saved by Gerby. Bit of a false start. Samuela's going to leave this one for Robbie. Samuela goes for the return. Floated in, heading backward, put into the side netting from Cortazar. Couldn't get the angle on the header. It was a good and a well-worked free kick by Diamond Harbour.
You're looking for a second goal there. Cortazar taking that one in behind Northeast United's defence. It had a little ball played in into the 18-yard box, and then Cortazar was there. Very, very close. Almost perfectly executed there by Kibu Vicuna's men.
Girik's header. Not too keen on some of these challenges here, Diamond Harbour. It was Ashir Akhtar maybe just stamping a little bit. There's Samuela just having a word with him and saying that was a clear foul. Another player that's new to the Diamond Harbour side, having been at Isawal last season. Did play 3 times for Odisha in the ISL back in the 2021 season. Is Ajit with the free kick. Floated into space again, so back goes heading. Hooked back in by Paul, but comfortable for Gurmeet, even though the ball did just pop up in front of him. Final minutes of the first half. Ashir Akhtar with the only goal of the game, but Diamond Harbour have had chances, both goalkeepers making saves.
It's interesting how, marking the Premier League as well, when a goalkeeper does collect the ball, there is an 8-second rule that has been implemented. But if
was Aladdin Cherry muscling his way through, and he's going to get a yellow card for diving, having muscled his way into the box. There was no stopping him. He just got a little bit fortunate on a couple of occasions, took a tumble. But the referee, Venkatesh, deciding that it's a yellow card.
yeah, he does try to get past defender there, Shari. Somehow, just get the ball, and here, not a yellow card, Aladdin Shari. He knows how to win free kicks, how to win a penalty, then just getting past Harbour defence, although a yellow card been shown to him. Surprising for me, Mark.
I was just about to say, he certainly didn't seem to throw himself to the ground. Here's Partik Gogoi, chance to make it 2! And right on the stroke of half-time, in 2 minutes added time, Partik Gogoi, who lit up the ISL a couple of seasons ago with some stunning strikes from outside the box, finds himself in space, keeps his cool to guide it past Mirshad, and what a boost for Juan Pedro Bernali and those Highlanders fans right on the stroke of half-time. It's North East United leading Diamond Harbour by 2-0. John Abraham delighted as well.
He will be a very happy man there, Partik Gogoi. What the finish there. Well, he knows, Aladdin Shari knows, and we saw that in the celebration as well. But before that here, two strikers combining well, Partik. Look at that, gets the ball onto his right foot, and no chance for Mirshad. It's almost like it's found its place into the side netting, beats the goalkeeper, and gets a second. Northeast United, Partik Gogoi. And then avoid that celebration where Aladdin Shari, the boot polish celebration, he says, respects his senior. Bows down to him there.
A good camaraderie between these North East United players. Cleverly opened up his body there just to give himself the angle to put that into the top corner beyond Mirshad. There's probably just one thing about Partik Gogoi, he needs to score more goals. We saw him, as we say, scoring 1 or 2 stunners a couple of seasons ago, but the goals dried up for him in the last Indian Super League campaign. 5 goals in 17 previously, only 2 last season. Another foul on Ajare, cleverly holding the ball up and drawing the foul there from Rakima. It's one of his strengths as well, Ajare, when he's got his back to goal. Very difficult to try and dispossess.
And the goal that North East United have been looking for now, it's almost like there is a cushion that this side have, Juan Pedro Bernali has. Minutes have been added in the first 45 minutes.
Andy with a free kick. Another dangerous looking ball into the box. Referee spotted some pushing though. And that will be the last action of the first half. Well, North East United started the brighter. Mirshad blocking the ball away with his chest early on. Gurmeet had to make a good save from Joby Justin's header. But in the end, the goal first came on the half-hour mark. Ashir Akhtar getting his first Durand Cup goal. But Partik Gogoi on the stroke of half-time getting a second. Ajare did have a couple of shots in that game, but well, they won't care who scores the goals, Karen, as long as they win this game. That's the idea for North East United, and they've got a 2-goal cushion at half-time.
Yeah, it's been a strong performance there. Early on, we saw that was controlling the game, and then the first goal changed that. The second goal now, and Partik Gogoi scored. Beautiful goal there. The fans will be happy here. We see some traveling fans as well in Kolkata at the Salt Lake Stadium. Although now it does seem like not United they are on the driver's seat. Each shot thinks on target. And it's only that yellow card, the two yellow cards that Northeast United have that is risky for them, especially for Radim Talang in that right back position. The Diamond Harbour is targeting and back. It's been the first 45 minutes where Northeast United now they have a comfortable lead.
That's the final of the 134th Indian Oil Durand Cup, as Northeast United to become the second team, or the first team rather, since East Bengal back in the 1990s to win back-to-back titles. Positive start as well. Ajare's long-range effort was saved by the goalkeeper and parted Gogoi. Well, Philly probably should have done better with the header. The angle was a little bit tight. Radim Talang went into the book for a heavy challenge from behind on Gerrit Kozler. He's on a little bit of a knife edge now. Diamond Harbour's best chance, though, fall into Jobby Justin. Good save by Gurmeet.
Yeah, and there was every move by Diamond Harbour here. Jobby Justin, his first touch away from the goal, making it harder for himself, making it harder to get the shot on target. And then Northeast United, they kept attacking. Aladin Ajari tried and tested the goalkeeper. Here, chances being created. Krishna spills it once again, and this time Ashir Akhtar but punishes Diamond Harbour, gets the first goal for Northeast United.
Yeah, Jerry got that ball across. It was Luka Machin who missed the clearance, but again, the goalkeeper really should have held on to that one. Ashir just stabbing in from close range for his first Durand Cup goal, and put Northeast United in front after half an hour, and they could breathe a little bit after that goal. Toy Singh had a good chance. Chema Nunes had a good chance. Maybe should have hit it first time on his weaker foot, but opted to go around the goalkeeper. There's another yellow for Samte after that heavy block in midfield on Samuela. But it was all about trying to keep Ajare quiet. He too received the yellow, maybe a little bit surprisingly, for going down in the box. But then, right on the stroke of half-time, Karen, they doubled their advantage.
Yeah, in this fashion, that their owner, John Abraham, liked and celebrated. Look at that. Incredible goal. Maybe no goalkeeper could say that is such away from him. And then Bartek Boy just slugged past Mirshad.
Well, Alan Ajare with 7 goals to his name, but he'll celebrate part of his second goal of this edition of the Durand Cup. Half-time here in Kolkata. It's Northeast United 2, Diamond Harbour 0.
Secret crush. What a girl. Water girl body splash. You'll love it. What a girl.
Want to know the secret of my success? Hard work, dedication, and tender. The center of my success.
What do I wear? Secret crush. What a girl. Water girl body splash. You'll love it. What a girl.
हमारे जवानों के कदम कभी न रुके, सिर्फ इसीलिए कहीं एक मजबूत पुल बना है। देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट अल्ट्राटेक में हम मानते हैं, इंडिया बनता रहेगा तो आगे बढ़ता रहेगा। अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट बनेगा तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया।
उसने हमारे प्रदेश में पैदा हुए हर एक दिल को इंसान का घोर अपमान करने का गुनाह किया। क्या हमने इसी तरह जीने के लिए आजादी हासिल की थी? किसी के बनाए कानून को आंख बंद करके इस तरह से नहीं मानना चाहिए।
आखिर हमें वो आदमी मिल गया जो दिल्ली के दरबार की नींव हिला सकता है।
अगर दम है तो राजा को मारो, नहीं तो जिंदगी भर उसकी गुलामी करते रहो।
हर भारत के भूतपूर्व प्रधानमंत्री श्री राजीव गांधी जी की हत्या की गई है।
अभी तक किसी भी आदमी या ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने सामने आके रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं ली।
वायर स्कैन में क्लॉथ फाइबर मिला, सुसाइड बॉम्बर।
हम इसे कैनेडी असैसिनेशन की तरह नहीं बनने देंगे।
17 अगस्त से 6 सितंबर तक ये लीग होगी। सीजन 3 यूपी 2020 प्लीज डू कम, क्योंकि खिलाड़ी यहाँ बनता है।
देखिए एनेक्स यूपी T20 सीजन 3 पावर्ड बाय विश्व समुद्र लाइव ऑन सोनी लिव एंड सोनी स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क।
Drop the background like magic with background remover. Canva will say design them.
दम है तो राजा को मारो, नहीं तो जिंदगी भर उसकी गुलामी करते रहो।
Because it's time for the semi-finals. It is Shillong Lajong versus Northeast United in an affair where one could say revenge could be a dish best served on the football pitch. Because last season as well, 3-0 were the victors, the Highlanders, when this fixture was played out at this very stage. It is Shillong, of course, the Scotland of the East, and therefore the temperature is mighty well. And so it begins yet again. A tryst that occurred just a year ago at this very stage where Northeast United emerged victorious. It's Ajare on the left, trying to outmuscle. Hirem puts in the cross. It's into the hands of Sewell. Also Damite and Rangi Buam. Vigo. It's a shot from distance. This is impressive by Shillong Lajong. They're settling into the game.
Yeah, this is what we needed. You can hear the crowd really lifted. They're not just here to make up the number. Shillong Lajong, the only side now with an all-Indian outfit in the tournament.
Challenge from behind. Ever Brightson. Wonderful turn. And he takes a swipe at goal.
An experience can have a little bit of a difference. So Durand will have to get his side refocused.
It's Jitin, the keeper, stub off his line. Kicked away by Mula. The tables have turned, there is no doubt about it. Do whenever required. It must be such a task. Meanwhile, Northeast United with possession. And it's a shot from distance. A bullet that sears through Shillong Lajong hearts. And it's a bullet from Radeem Talang's left foot. The former Red Dragon breathes fire. And it's 1-0 to the Highlanders.
And we were just talking about that, about how, you know, the momentum had gone and the momentum had changed. John losing possession, Radeem Talang gets himself and showed why he was a promising attacking player.
Talang, of course, as you mentioned, made his name here. Shillong Lajong Langs. Chip towards goal again. It crashes into the crossbar. Samte this time. And suddenly it's all Northeast United.
Yeah, what a strange game from almost nothing. The right backs just scored and now the left backs.
Rangi Buam from distance once more. He tried that in the first half. And when it didn't happen, he took another bite of the cherry. For Shillong Lajong, Parthiv has been forced wide though. He finds Andy. Andy, calm and composed, crashes it into the post. Almost curtains for Shillong Lajong.
That is the risk for Shillong on the counter-attack. As he commit both full-backs forward, it was a 2v2 break.
Taryang. This could be a chance. Slightly overhit on the pass by Tongpa. And that should be that. In their quest to climb the summit once more, the Highlanders have crossed the final hurdle. The defending champions find themselves in the final of the Indian Oil Durand Cup once more. It is Shillong Lajong 0, Northeast United 1.
Want to know the secret of my success? Hard work, dedication, and temper. The center of my success. हमारे जवानों के कदम कभी न रुके, सिर्फ इसीलिए कहीं एक मजबूत पुल बना है। देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट अल्ट्राटेक में हम मानते हैं, इंडिया बनता रहेगा तो आगे बढ़ता रहेगा। अल्ट्राटेक सीमेंट बनेगा तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया।
मैं तो साला कभी वकील बनना ही नहीं चाहता था, पर इस सरजनपुर कोर्ट के भगवान के आगे किसकी चली है।
मंडे से कचहरी आना शुरू कर दे।
वही पुरानी कहानी, बाप की हसरतों में बर्बाद बेटे की जवानी।
एक काला कोट रंग छोड़ता है मेरे भाई, अगर यहाँ से निकला नहीं ना तो एक दिन मैं भी रंग जाऊंगा।
आज उनकी रेपुटेशन है और वो ये सब अपने बेटे को देना चाहते हैं, तो उसमें क्या गलत है?
अब बाप वकील है, जरूरी है बेटा भी वकील बने।
इंडिया को चाहिए 3 रन। शाहीन शाह रन पे सूर्य हिट्स इट हार्ड, बॉल बहुत ऊपर गई है एंड इट्स अ सिक्स।
रंग 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 है। चाचा ऊपर वाले ने आपकी सुन ली, हम जीत गए। बात टीम इंडिया की है, 140 करोड़ धड़कनें एक साथ धड़केंगी। एशिया कप 9 सितंबर से सोनी स्पोर्ट्स के टीवी चैनल्स और सोनी लिव।
नहीं चाहता था।
मंडे से कचहरी आना शुरू कर दे।
वही पुरानी कहानी, बाप की हसरतों में बर्बाद बेटे की जवानी।
तो मुझे क्या नहीं बुलाएगा?
वकील साहब।
गांव में हम वकील साहब उसको बोलते हैं जो किसी दूसरे के लिए लड़ता है।
Northeast United are 45 minutes away from lifting a second successive Durand Cup. They lead at the halfway point here at the Salt Lake, the VYBK Stadium in Kolkata, over Diamond Harbour. 2-0, Parthiv Gogoi getting that late goal at the end of the first half. This wonderful stadium seeing another great night of football under the lights. And Miguel Zabako looking to lift the trophy for the consecutive season. Aladdin Idari was kept a little bit quiet by that Diamond Harbour defence. He did pick up a yellow card for diving in the first half. Karen Sawney is alongside me for this one. And we spoke about this in the first half. Northeast are making a change at the start of the second half. They're taking off Radeem Talang, who was on a yellow and committed another couple of fouls, and bringing Dinesh on, which is probably quite sensible when you consider what's at stake here if they were possibly to go down to 10 men.
Yeah, we saw that Radeem Talang, after the yellow card was given, multiple needless challenges there by him, and then Juan Pedro Benali making sense from the change. And we've seen Dinesh play in that position multiple times as well. He plays in that position. He plays in right back as well. Although now for Northeast United, it's about staying safe and keeping those 11 men on the pitch. All the fans here who travelled at the Salt Lake Stadium, they want to rejoice one more time. They've done that last time around with the Indian All Durand Cup, and now again they want to lift the trophy.
Yeah, that goal from Parthiv really was a dagger blow really for Diamond Harbour. Kibo Vakuna, I'm sure, here's Dinesh, by the way. Gibby Bakuna would have had his team sorted out, I bet, at 1-0 down. But at 2-0, the whole dynamic of the way Diamond Harbour have to approach this second half changes. They've only conceded more than one goal in one game, North East United. That was the 2-2 draw with Rangdajij United when they made 10 changes to their starting lineup. Dinesh getting his opportunity, fourth appearance in this season's competition. He did start a couple of matches for them. Gemma Nunes has been the focal point really for North East as Venkatesh gets us underway for the second half. North East United all in white tonight, kicking from right to left in the second half.
North East United 2.
It was 2-2 in the final last year, of course, against Murmbagan Supergiant when North East needed a penalty shootout to win. There is the confirmation, Redeem going off. Scored that wonderful goal in the semi-final to get North East here against Shillong Najong. First touch from Machin. Not resting on his shoulders, you feel the experience that Luka Machin brings to this Diamond Harbour side in the second half. I just wonder, Karen, what the approach will be for Kibu Bakuna's side. As I say, at 1-0. In fact, Tickham North East United looking for another goal. Ajare's in the middle, takes a deflection and goes behind for the corner. Yeah, whether Diamond Harbour come out a little bit more aggressively now that they're 2-0 down, because they need to get an early goal, you would feel, at the start of this second half.
Yeah, they'd like that. Kibu Bakuna would like that. Although it's the other way around. North East United with that attack where Partey Goge was looking to find Anin Ajare, was not very happy that it was blocked. It made that run in towards the near post.
Yeah, one thing we know is we won't see a Juan Pedronali side sit back and defend that 2-0 lead. They'll want more goals. Corner taken short. Back out to Andy. Better angle for the cross this time. Back across by Dinesh. Helped goalward by Ajare, but just wide of the target. And another well-worked corner. Dinesh found space at the back. The substitute who's just come on. Heading it back across for Ajare, who couldn't hit the target.
Was perfectly executed there. First time in towards Ajare, who just makes that space for himself half a yard away from the defender. Just couldn't wrap his legs around the ball. Finish off target. We seldom say that. North United now, it's about not just conceding, it's about keeping ball possession. It's about keeping ball possession, especially in and around Diamond Harbour's box.
Yeah, Ajare, the danger man, 39 games in Indian football, 39 goals. Durand Cup, League, Super Cup. Jobby Justin. Given away cheaply to Maya Cannon. Nunes. Samte. Just see Juan Pedro Benali there at the bottom of the screen, still urging his side to get forward here. They've gone back to Zabako. Samte. Ajare just trying to turn his man, but Ruat Kima was there with the good interception. Here's Paul. Good touch to try and take him away from Ashir. Jobby. There's a player down injured, I think, which is why Jobby Justice put the ball out of play. Machin, he's back on his feet.
You're not happy with something there. Luka Machin. Jobby Justin just playing the ball outside. Now it's for Diamond Harbour now, how they keep the ball especially in midfield. We have three attackers. When you see Luka Machin falling back and helping in midfield, you expect Choppy Justin to make that run in across behind the centre-back.
It's a lovely touch onto Aladdin Ajare. Angle was a little bit tight, right the way across. And a simple finish for North East United to make it 3 as Toy Singh gets off the mark. Brilliant ball in by Ajare, in behind the defenders. And it was the simplest of finishes from Toy. And North East United edge a step closer to a second successive Durand Cup success. They lead Diamond Harbour by 3-0.
Is that quality from Aladdin Ajare down the left flank? Well, the team will celebrate, the owner will celebrate. It is Aladdin Ajare who makes that space once again for himself. Not just with pace, it is with intensity, with intent. Behind the right back there, Aladdin Ajare, and then serves it on a platter for this man. Serves it on a platter for Toy. But the chances that this side are creating.
Brilliant ball in from Ajare. Easy finish for Toy Singh, gets his first goal of this edition. That's the 7th different goal scorer North East United have had in this Durand Cup. He scored in the semi-final last season against Shillong Lajong in a 3-0 win. He gets another goal here, Toy Singh. He's clearly a Juan Pedro Bernali rates highly. He's keeping Jitin out the side tonight. And just saying there, Carrie, we lost you for a second, but that's North East United's 7th different goal scorer, just showing that they don't solely rely on Aladdin Ajare.
Yeah, different goal scorers in the side. Although Aladdin Ajare is so important and vital in that move there. He identifies the threat, he identifies the space that he sees behind the two defenders, and just with so much raw strength and raw power, takes that touch it towards goal, and then with quality along the ground in for Toy. No challenge he was missing from there. Now surely maybe North East United have one hand on the trophy.
Diamond Harbour's only defeat was that heavy 5-1 defeat to Mo McGann Super Giants in their final group game. But they've met their match in North East United, who, I mean, we touched. Oh, I touched on it in the first half. Karen, North East United had that woeful season a few seasons ago when they finished bottom of the table, single-figure points. Well, only just got into double figures goals, if I remember rightly. But when you look at the improvement under Juan Pedro Bernali, it really has been quite astonishing over the last 2 seasons, and it looks as though that will carry on now into Bernali's 3rd season at North East.
Yeah, it's with the quality that he's put in pre-season and the last 2 seasons as well, and the kind of players he signed is the likes of Aladdin Ajare, Bogoi as well, who has evolved as an attack. Chitin Nemes, who's playing such good football. When you have these kind of players, Ashir Akhtar at behind in centre back, when you have these kind of players stepping up alongside the other players and under Juan Pedro Bernali, we see the result of that.
Once played wide, looking in for Jobby Justin. Partip goes down under Cortazar's challenge. It was a heavy one as well. Partip was in full flight. In fact, the referee hasn't given the free kick. I thought he'd given the free kick there, but not to be. Not Diamond Harbour have the ball. It looks as though Aladdin Ajare, by the way, will win the golden ball and the golden boot, which means he gets 2 SUVs, Karen.
Hard challenge there on Partip Gogoi, although Aladdin Ajare, he cast one down the score sheet. We can see that Partip showing, look at that, just takes that touch away from Murtaza, who believes that his challenge, his tackle was on the ball. He points towards it. We'd like to see a replay of that where Partip Gogoi was asking for a foul.
A wry smile from Cortazar. Has been the Spanish leagues, or the lower leagues, he's playing all his career till moving to India this season. Was playing in the Primera Federación Group 1 last season. I'm not sure what level of Spanish football that is, but it's a lower league anyway. Those Northeast United fans, they really are in dreamland. And I'm just thinking of all those supporters back up in the Northeast watching this on the watch-alongs that are going on, the big public events where everybody's got together, because they do have a big fan base up there and great support here in Kolkata for them as well. The Highlander Brigade out in force, and well, what a night it's been for them so far. Partip's okay now, so he'll have to come off, of course, before going back onto the field again. Really surprised he didn't get a free kick for that, but not to be.
Right under the referees. Watch them. Strong challenge by Cortazar. Now, also okay, Partip Gogoi walking back into action. Young player who wants to make his mark. He's been given the name of the Golden Boy at Northeast United for the kind of goals he scored. Although did struggle for game time last season, this time around maybe can turn things in his favor.
Diamond Harbour looking to try and here and get a goal back. Job Justin didn't win the header. Goalkeeper comes out, did bravely and well there, Gurmi. Diving in at the feet and managing to gather the ball at the second attempt. It was all that was there. Did well there, Gurmi.
The ball played in. Very quick to react there. Gets the ball right before ball, and then there with second ball, Gurmi. Look at that, very aggressive, very brave. Yeah, he will ask for a foul. That could be the challenge in from behind. Referees, as always, protecting goalkeepers.
We are going to see a triple change coming up for Diamond Harbour. We're going to see a debut for Bryce Miranda as well, who only signed and joined the club in the week. There's another yellow card. Diamond Harbour's first yellow card going to Gerrit Kozler. He looks totally amazed that he's got a yellow card. And
he does look
quite rightly so as well.
He did get something on the ball. There was no chance that can be a yellow card. Although, no problems. He has been brought off their mark.
Yep, that's his final action of the game. The three players coming off, Ajit, Samuela and Girik, and the three players coming on are Bryce Miranda, Shrestha and Naresh. All coming on. Naresh did pick up a red card in that 5-1 defeat to Mumbai Supergiant, straight red, so he missed the quarter-final against Jamshedpur. Was on the bench tonight though, but comes on now for a fifth appearance. Bryce Miranda was on loan at Inter Kashi last season. He ended up being an I-League winner, although it took him a long time to find out he was an I-League winner. A couple of games at Punjab the previous season. Northeast United very much in control here, approaching the hour mark in Kolkata. It's gone out of play. It will be a Diamond Harbour throw. There is Bryce Miranda, surplus to requirements at the Kerala Blasters.
I'd like to make a mark now in for Diamond Harbour. Seen his plays down the wing.
It's aimed in towards Luka Machin, Ashir, who scored the opening goal for North East, the defensive header that time. Machin again. Still busy, Luka Machin. You see that he still enjoys his football, although he's just taken a knock there. Chance here for Paul, drop of the shoulder, still going Paul. It was Dinesh who eventually got the challenge in. Paul still comes away with the ball, great persistence, and eventually the ball hammered out of play for a throw into Diamond Harbour by Toy Singh.
Yeah, very stubborn there, Polly. All well, and then attacks the players with pace. Somehow manages to win that throw-in for Diamond Harbour. Now Kibu Bakuna side committing an inside the 8-yard box. Looking to outnumber Northeast United. So this is where they're dangerous.
Here's Ajare. Can he get on the score sheet? Pulls the shot across the face of goal. It was a little bit tight, the angle for him, but he didn't really have too many options. We see him in that position so many times, and so many times it leads to a goal for Northeast United, but not on that occasion.
And we see Radin Ajari make better. Well, he saw that angle, he saw that gap in towards our post. Completely missed the target there, Radin Ajari. We did see Juan Pedro Benali maybe asking him if he wants to come off.
He was certainly asking somebody if he wants to come off. Maybe it was Ajare, but surely he'll want to stay on and try and add to his tally. 7 goals has been a great achievement again for him. So he burst onto the scene. His first goal for Northeast United came in this competition last season when he scored in a 4-0 win over BSF in their second group game in the 97th minute. Little did we know that he would go on to become the leading goal scorer in a single season in the Indian Super League with 23. He's currently 39 for 39 in Indian football, as we mentioned. Luka Machin on the opposite side is another player with an excellent scoring record since moving to India. 10 goals for Punjab last season into double figures. In comes the free kick. Machin will be the target. Half away by Dinesh, pushed away by Gurmi. It was viciously struggling. It was Lavan Sanga that had the shot. Gurmi just pushing the ball away, but pushing it away to the side, which we spoke in the first half about Mirshad just pushing the ball back into play, but another good save by the Northeast United goalkeeper.
A crucial time now for Diamond Harbour. They need to get a goal in if they want to believe that there is a possibility of comeback then.
Double change for Northeast United. Chema Nunes is coming up. Partey Gogoi is coming up, having got his goal. Second goal of the tournament, having scored in that win over Bodoland. And Jairo is coming on. Be a straight swap for Chema Nunes in that central position. And McCartan Nixon coming on as well, which probably means they'll just drop another body into midfield. Jairo does like to play quite high up the field, so it will still be quite an attacking change at Northeast United, but McCartan will certainly add a bit of extra steel into that area. Missed the quarter-final against Bodoland. McCartan after picking up 2 yellow cards in the group stage. So that's the other thing, Karen, as well, we've said about Juan Pedro Benali in this tournament. His game management and the man management, and that when he makes his substitutions, as Ajari goes bursting through again, straight at the goalkeeper. Get a second chance here, Northeast United. Yeah, he seems to have made his substitutions very cleverly and very well when he's needed to make those changes.
Yeah, he's so good with that. Juan Pedro Benali, he doesn't believe in just sitting back to play. He wants to attack every ball. He wants to score more goals, and And that's the attitude that he brings into the side. Aladi Najari does look he's struggling with something, maybe with his knee. Same knee that he felt in the semi-final against Shillong Lajong.
Yeah, we'll see in a moment if they do decide to replace Aladdin Ajare. Jitin, I would imagine, would be the obvious change if they want to bring in another attacking player. Here's that chance again.
Again, Aladi Najari there. Shot gets a shot off in on target, and this time Mirshad has saved it, armed it away. But right after that, just have a look at Aladi Najari there. Well, this was earlier. Shot from far out. But Aladi Najari, after that finish where he did get his finish in target, maybe signalling to the bench, asking to be brought off. Maybe.
Yeah, just a little flex of that knee after he had that shot. That save from Gurmit, by the way, came from Lalin Sanga's long-range drive. Here's Naresh. Wait, Chipri will. Well, McCartan's got a yellow card. Ajare is offside this time, so McCartan, who has picked up quite a few yellow cards in this tournament, has got one. He's only just come on as well.
But this time a clever run there from Aladi Najari. Just times it maybe a little too late. Look at that, good vision in from the midfield, first time into the path of Aladi Najari. Marginally offside.
Yeah, North East just starting to find a few gaps now in that Diamond Harbour defence. Well, you certainly feel they've got to be a little bit more aggressive and take some chances if they want to, even try and threaten. But North East United have defended well. Zabako has marshalled things pretty well at the back. Naresh getting forward here. That might find its way through to Match, and it did find its way through, but it came at him a little bit sharply. Kibo Vakuna just getting behind his side's efforts in getting in behind that North East United defence. Here's Matchin again. Long way from goal. It was dipping awkwardly. It goes wide. Gurmit berating his defenders for allowing that shot. It's taken a slight deflection on its way through.
Yeah, Luka Machin. Dangerous on the ball every time. The kind of player to Aladi Najari. Every time he gets on the ball, you feel it is a goal scoring opportunity. Very, very direct in Luka Machin. The corner for Diamond Harbour, and now you see Kibu sending his centre back inside the ball to maybe get a sense of hope.
Robbie's corner. Oh, there's a header which has crept in. Well, it was almost in slow motion, but Diamond Harbour finally get off the mark. It was Robbie's corner. Was it Quartazar that got the final touch? We'll have a look in just a second, but it was almost in slow motion. It crept past Gurmit and just crept inside that post into the bottom corner. But it is a lifeline, maybe, for Diamond Harbour. We're just under a quarter of the game to go.
There's that goal that Kibu Vakuna was looking for. The corner whipped in towards the near post, and somehow a big deflection deceives the goalkeeper, deceives Gurmit, and finds its way in towards the near post. Aladi Najari sees the ball go inside his own goal post. And is that Luka Machin? Yes, the last touch.
Well, it is Luka Machin. It was Jobby Justin's initial header. And how many times has Luka Machin been in that sort of position where he's just managed to either deflect the ball in or get a simple tap in across his career? He's in the right place in the right time in the 100th minute against Mohammedan in the very opening game to seal a vital win for Diamond Harbour. And here they come again on the attack. If they could get a second goal now, it would set us up nicely. It's not to be a third clean sheet in a row for North East United. play by Dinesh. Cortazar. It's amazing what a goal can do for a team's spirits. Even at 3-0 down, all of a sudden, there's an extra spring in the step here for Diamond Harbour.
Luka Marchand
They're pressing.
looking to score 2 more goals there. Maybe get his name onto that Golden Boot trophy.
Well, he's up to 5 now, Luka Marchand, just 2 behind Aladdin Jarry. He didn't know too much about it, but it counts.
And that header there, and then Luka Marchand with that crucial big deflection, unintended, although still a goal to goal, and he's going to take it.
Yeah, there's a certain irony, Karen, as a striker. If that goes in off a defender, it still goes down as Jobby Justin's goal because the original header was on target, but because it's his own teammate that's deflected it in, it goes down as a Luka Marchand goal.
Yeah, these fans here for Northeast United now a bit dense of conceding that goal. 20 minutes, a long time to turn things around, and we've seen that in multiple finals and multiple matches where one goal could change the game.
There's Jobby Justin. Just a little bit too eager to shoot from distance. A little off balance, didn't really set himself properly and pulled to the side of the target, but he'll try and be a real driving force, the captain for his side, in the final 18 and a half minutes or so. Well, there's the SUV for the Golden Ball winner and the Golden Boot winner. I think both those are heading into Aladdin. I hope he's got a big garage wherever he lives in India. Of course, there's a very good chance that Gurmit will win the Golden Glove as well. There's another long-range shot from Paul this time that goes wide of the target. Luka Marchand just maybe asking for a little bit more composure when his side are coming forward.
They are coming forward with numbers there. I mean, Harbour keeper Vicuna knows that in these situations, you avoid temptation and you make those passes. Luka Marchand asking for that pass. Now, this player, just MSC is being brought in. He's had an incredible season last time around, and we know what he can do when he's on the ball. With his pace, with his experience, sometimes he's done things that nobody probably in the Indian Super League could have done last season.
Well, it's the score of the third goal that's coming off. Toy Singh Jitin is coming off, so coming on rather. Whatever that issue with Aladdin Ajare was, it seems that it's not going to affect his participation in the game at the moment. But Jitin, who was left on the bench in place of Toy, has a chance to try and use his pace against this Diamond Harbour defence to maybe try and help his side restore that 3-goal cushion. Chemin, Hyro rather, trying to get the better of Quarters up. Nervous times for Juan Pedro Bernali, having seen his concede that goal. Diamond Harbour are going to make another change. Tapuya, another new player in their squad this season, signed from Goklan Kerala. He's going to come on for a third appearance off the bench. Chested off by Machin. Paul. Jobby. Machin has raced into the middle. Nice little overlap from Naresh. Good challenge though from Jitin, using his pace to get back on defensive duty and maybe picked up a slight knock, but able to get the ball away at the second attempt. Now McCartan. Jarry just held his line to stay onside. Oh, tries to get around Cortazar, who leans into him, brings him down. Quickly acknowledging the foul. Good play by Jarry, who just held the line there, made sure he didn't stray into an offside position.
And the kind of touches he takes, Aladin Ajare, a slight heavy touch, and he invites those challenges, but he's so fast on the ball, so fast with his feet as well. He knows how to get there right in time. Yellow card for Cortazar, who knows maybe he should have held his ground, not lunged in. That kind of a challenge now for Aladin Ajare, now for Northeast United. Another goal-scoring opportunity.
Yeah, just dived in a little on the challenge there, Cortazar. So difficult to contain when he's at full pace, though, Aladin Ajare. And he's over the free kick. This is one of those that could well be whipped in here towards Mirshat. Goes for goal, but just too high this time. Aladin Ajare, that will be the drinks break in the second half. A chance for Kibu Bakuna here to get a few words across, and a chance for Juan Pedro Bernali the same to just make sure his side shore it up a little bit at the back. But it's been a good response since going 3-0 down by Diamond Harbour. Can they get themselves another goal to set up a grandstand finish, I wonder?
It's been interesting here. All this drinks break or a tactical break now for Diamond Harbour. Not only the players, it's also the kind of players that the numbers that they can they out Northeast United inside their own half when they are creating chances, and they know that they have the capability to maybe get 2 more goals in and take this forward. Keeper Bakuna now. What can he do? The white goes out. That's how the goal was scored. Ball whipped in, and then strong header off Luka Marcin at the end. Keeper, a big deflection. Maybe the goal came at the right time.
Kibu Bakuna there with a few words for Rakima, who was the hero, of course, against Jamshedpur in the quarter-final with 2 goals. Hyro recently on for Northeast United, another one of their new foreign signings for the new season. Another player that was in the lower leagues in that Primera Federación Group 1 last season with Sestao River. Interesting player, Hyro. He has played a lot around Europe. He was in Hungary with Honved for a couple of seasons, played at Sevilla, Mainz in Germany, Las Palmas in Spain, went back to Germany with Hamburg. Adding that little bit of experience, Chema Nunes and Andy, of course, we've seen a lot of in this tournament as well. Is Naresh. Clock ticking away from Diamond Harbour. A substitution has been made. Joby Justin has gone off. No hero status for him tonight. It is Tarpoya that's come on. Carton just dropping the shoulder there and trying to muscle past his man, but in the end was brought down. It was Robbie that just stopped him any way he could, really, then.
Carton Nixon, he did feel something from behind. A short goal, and then clever from him. Again, buys more time for Northeast United.
Robbie. Paul. Still moving forward here. Naresh. Double teamed at that near post by Zabako and Andy to block the ball behind for the corner. Paul with the corner this time. Headed away again by Andy. Tarpoya. Nice ball. He can't get that one across. He was credited with lots of assists during his time at Aizawl. Tarpoya didn't get much game time at Goklan, but getting a chance now at Diamond Harbour, and a good position to get that one across there.
And the young boy from Mizoram just finds himself in space there. Although Luka Marcin, he was asking for a ball. Tapuya just gaze up and see his teammate who was in the position was asking for a pick back.
And Jerry. Rakima. A little too strong in the challenge, so a free kick to North East. Juan Pedro Bernardi getting a little upset with some of these challenges, I think. That was Narish actually that made the challenge on Aladdin Ajare. Free kick to North East.
Yeah, using his hands a bit there. Aladdin Ajare just generates so much force and acceleration in those tight spaces. Gets in front of Naresh, wins the free kick for North East United.
Don't forget, it's 35 years since the side last defended the Durand Cup. East Bengal in 1990. They went on to win it the following year as well to make it 3 in a row. Spilled by Mirshad, not for the first time tonight. Oh, brilliantly done. Guided into the bottom corner by Jairo. And North East United restored the 3-goal cushion. And the Spaniard who scored early on in the tournament, Rangjit, has got another goal here, having just come on a few moments ago. And North East United lead by 4 goals to 1. And surely now that wraps up a second successive Indian Oil Durand Cup 4-1.
Yeah, Abraham, he can start his celebration. They're up in the VIP box. North East United get their 4th goal. Hilo got in the second half, showing why and showing the quality that he brings, showing why Juan Pedro Bernardi has got him into this side. Takes the touch away from the defender, and with his right foot, finishes it. Quality there. Ball whipped in, away once again by Mirshad. A big goalkeeping mistake. If you cannot collect it, you punt it away. You punt it away from that area. And Mirshad spills it once again. In for Jairo, who does ever so well. No chance. You finish in between the defender's legs, through them, and into the bottom corner. 4th goal for North East United. And surely now, the Indian Oil Durand Cup for the 2nd consecutive season is theirs.
Yeah, the ball just kissed the post on its way in. But this is, sometimes we say this a lot, particularly I think last season in the ISL, the goalkeeper's handling at times left quite a lot to be desired. And if you don't get the ball cleanly or get it away, you keep your defence under pressure, and that's what happened. Diamond Harbour couldn't get the ball away, and Jairo punished them. I can just imagine that the scenes up in North East, up in Guwahati and Shillong and surrounding areas where those North East United are gathered to watch the game tonight. Sheer delight, I'm sure, and almost carrying a sheer disbelief. There was disbelief last season when they won the Durand Cup under every ISL team played last season. It was a really strong competition, and it's been strong this year in different ways. But they've their nerve, and they've gone on to do, as I say, what East Bengal did 35 years ago. That's retain the trophy.
Yeah, and then the first 20 minutes, they've dominated every player, North East United. And you track back and think about Kimo Vikuna or Diamond Harbour, the first 20 minutes, if they didn't convert the chances they got, maybe North East United would have not found themselves in this situation. And now, this is what quality does. When you get these kind of chances, you finish them.
Chipped in again by Tarpoya, gathered by Gurmi. By comparison to his opposite number, he's had a really safe pair of hands tonight. Just under 17,000 in the Salt Lake tonight for this one. The majority of them North East United fans who are thoroughly enjoying this resurgence of their team. And who'd have thought Carroll would be saying this, but they might need a bigger trophy room. Wouldn't have been saying that 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, something Bandar Tamane and John Abraham would like to hear. Bigger trophy room. Good problems for North East United going forward now.
Machin can't bring the ball under control. Oh, cleverly done for North East. Now Jitin. Ajare flicks the ball away from his man. He's got Jitin in with him. Cleverly done again by Aladdin Ajare. Bends that ball in behind. Just too far across. Is it? No, it's not. Because North East United have scored a 5th. And it's Andy this time that's on the score sheet. It's a Spanish double towards the end of the game. And Ajare that provided once again. It's a similar ball to be played for Toy. It looked as though that might have been a little bit too far for Andy and the angle was tight. But somehow he's wrapped his foot around it. It's looped into the net. And for the second time in this Durand Cup, North East United, Diamond Harbour rather, are staring a 5-1 defeat in the face. North East are going on to win this one in style. They lead 5-1.
And they're all smiles there, North East United. Ajare once again with this pace, where he sees that run in behind the defenders. And what about that for a pass? Before we come to the finish, he identifies that pace. Already finished there. Maybe not intended to get the ball over the goalkeeper like that. He finds the ball in the back of the net. Well, that's more of a goal for Aladdin Ajare as well, with the kind of pass that he played around the defense of Diamond Harbour.
Andy was on the score sheet in the quarter-final win over Bodoland for his debut goal for North East United. Now he has a second. And it really has turned into a rout now for Juan Pedro Bernali's side. It's the most they've scored. They scored 4 against Bodoland, and they might not be finished yet either. Jitin. Diamond Harbour stretched. Jitin cross goal. He's just run out of space a little bit there. 4 defenders now getting back behind the ball. Still Jitin. And eventually, Mirshad will gather, spills the ball again. Mirshad under no pressure. And another long-range shot comes in. Ajare. And eventually the ball will be taken away from him by Paul. What on earth was Mirshad doing then, putting his defence right back under pressure?
Been more than one occasion there, Mark, where Mirshad has spilled. 2 goals have come from that, one for Shiranta, and then we saw him coming out from crosses as well. And now, if North East United did score with that, well, 6 goals in with the defending champions. Although in these kind of matches, you need to be clinical. In these kind of matches, you cannot make these unforced errors.
Yeah, Jitin was the man who was bursting forward initially, trying to get a chance in. There'll be 4 minutes added time here at the end of the 90. This is the biggest win. Big Churchill Brothers 5-0 in 2001. Here comes the change. Lalian Stanga coming off. Mohit Mittal, who is a late addition to the squad, comes on for his 2nd appearance off the bench. Well, Diamond Harbour will go away. They'll regroup. They'll plan for the new I-League season whenever that is going to get underway. Only once, by the way, has a team scored 6 in a Durand Cup final. That was a long time ago, 1896, when the Somerset Light Infantry beat Black Watch by 6 goals to 1. is Mirshad. Better with his feet than he has been with his hands tonight. What does this mean for North East United, Karen? We saw last season what it meant for them, but to win it twice, they're surely a side now that can't wait for the new season, hopefully soon to get underway, because they will be one of the favourites to make the playoffs once again, you would feel, in the ISL. Pause a sec because Diamond Harbour are coming forward, but it's put away for a corner. But it certainly will mean a lot to them once again.
Yeah, it did mean a lot to them earlier last season. Well, and now it just instills that belief that they can win the Indian Super League as well. Yeah, a chance for Diamond Harbour, although back, North East United tracking back, clearing that away to safety. But asking a question there, Mark, for John Abraham and for the coach as well. Now, it's their eyes on the Indian Super League that they are looking to win for the first time ever. We see the kind of team they are now, and like you said, they could be favourites. You see both the guys who've had the strongest team. You have Army East Bengal, a reinforced team, although North East United getting past all of that, getting past and making it to the finals of the Indian Durand Cup once again, and now they've surely won it for 2 consecutive seasons now.
Now they're going to make one more change, North East United. Danny's going to come on for Aladdin Ajare. We're into 4 minutes added time at the end of the 90. It's going to be a corner for Diamond Harbour. Although comes to nothing once again. Well, it's been a great tournament, of course, with all the speculation around, and hopefully after yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, we'll hopefully see some movement in starting a new season. But it's been so nice, Karen, to have competitive football back in India, and you know, the fans getting back out supporting their teams, as well as Diamond Harbour go in search of another goal. Gurmit saves with his legs. And here come North East on the break. That bottom corner came back off the post, and there's a challenge just on the edge, and a penalty to North East United. Aladdin Ajare brought down. He is the man that's going off in a moment, but he's drawn the foul on the edge of the box to win a penalty and a chance to move on to 8 goals. Well, we went from one end to the other in very quick succession there.
You see that hunger and desire where he wants to get onto the score sheet, not just the provider. His first effort stopped by the post, and then still at pace gets ahead, and they're first to react to the ball and then wins that penalty for North East United. Signals that before he comes off, he wants a goal to his name in the final of the Indian Durand Cup.
Ruat Kima just stuck out a leg, and it was a tired-looking challenge at this stage of the game in the 93rd minute. And no question who was going to take this penalty. Aladdin Ajare against Mirshad. Little stutter, and in off the underside of the bar, and Aladdin Ajare makes it 6. And he is finishing the tournament in some style. It's his 40th goal in Indian football, his 8th goal of this tournament, and he has been once again the standout performer. What a performance, and what a second half it's been for North East United. Diamond Harbour blown away by the Highlanders.
Strikes it hard there. Aladdin Ajare. Past Mirshad, rattles the crossbar on the inside of the goal post, and then finds it into the back of the net. Had to wait 90 minutes to get his name onto the score sheet. Aladdin Ajare. 23 minutes, rather.
Another great performance. As we said, it does equal 6 goals that Somerset Light Infantry scored. Still need another couple to get the biggest Durand Cup win, which they're not going to do, which was Highland Light Infantry back in 1889. But nevertheless, what a performance from North East United. Diamond Harbour were in the game very early on, but once North East got in front, it was really difficult for them. They got to a 3-0 lead before Luka Machin's deflective header gave them brief hope. But the man of the moment, Aladdin Ajare, getting the sixth, his 8th goal of the tournament. And what a performance. And what a tournament it's been again for North East United, who were the winners of the 134th Indian Oil Durand Cup, powered by SBI and Coal India, after that dominant display, Karen.
Just incredible, especially in the second 45 minutes. Luka Machin, he did get one goal in for Diamond Harbour in lucky fashion, although this side for Juan Pedro Bernali, win a final in this style, in this fashion for the second consecutive time is just incredible. In front of the fans that have travelled here at the Salt Lake Stadium to witness them win once again. North East United, the season does look bright. The tournament that they've had this time around.
Well, they came here in expectation, North East United, after their win last season. But even they, surely in their wildest dreams, wouldn't have expected a winning margin of 5 goals. As We Are the Champions rings out, Miguel Zabaca very soon will become the first player in the trophy for a second successive time. And what a start it's been to the season again for North East United. Nice warm embrace there from Juan Pedro Bernali and Luka Machin. Mutual respect, I'm sure, for both of those. But these teams really, Karen, just speak for themselves. Unbridled joy for North East United, who are still the Ware winners once again.
Yeah, it'll be a long night of celebration for this side. They are celebrating that, and Juan Pedro Bernali knows that now this night moving forward, they're a side that teams will fear to face, because the kind of football they've shown, discipline in defense, lethal in attack.
Well, you've got to say, brilliantly well done for Juan Pedro Bernali, who once again is the man who's masterminded this victory. 2 seasons ago, North East United, he took over, made his debut in this competition, got them through to the semi-finals where they lost on penalties to East Bengal. But since then, that now extends their unbeaten run in this competition to 18 matches. Quite incredible. Not a clean sheet for Gurmeet tonight, but he won't worry too much about that. He's the Golden Glove winner as well, so they've swept up the awards as well. North East United and John Abraham. His last movie was called The Diplomat. There'll be nothing diplomatic about the celebrations tonight, I'm sure, for the Highlanders faithful. But in a way, Karen, I suppose, the fact they played so well and Juan Pedro Bernali's done so well over the last 2 seasons, this almost puts a little bit more pressure on them to do well once the regular season gets underway.
I always know that you keep expecting players to do better, especially not just for Juan Pedro Bernali, also for Aladdin Ajare, scoring in every single game that he plays, who's winning trophies, winning North East United. If you don't do it on 1 or 2 occasions, and then you need to start answering those who doubt you. Although Aladdin Ajare, no doubters, no haters, it's players and fans from all teams that love that man.
Well, it's been really interesting because North East United have treated this as a proper pre-season. Those new signings, Andy, Jairo, Tema Nunes, all look very competent at being able to slot into the East United style of play. Aladdin Ajare, again, we wondered if he might be able to do it for a second season, which is always the big test, of course. That was where Koro was so successful for FC Goa during his time in India. He could do the goal scoring for multiple seasons, and nothing to think that Aladdin Ajare can't do the same again once the season gets underway. He's a natural goal scorer, and it's hard to believe that last season was only the 2nd time he's reached double figures in his career. He's obviously found his niche in India, but tonight he was assister as well, because he got a couple of assists there. One for Toy, that one at the end for Andy. Brilliant balls in behind the defence, reads the game very well and knows exactly how to play that killer pass. But a word about Diamond Harbour, Karen, because they came here probably with very little expectation, although we know their aspirations of wanting to get into the ISL. That is evident by the players that they brought into the club. But clearly Kiba Bakuna will know that there is a lot of work to be done as they build towards an I-League season, as they look for yet another successive promotion.
Yeah, when you beat a team like Imami East Bengal in the semi-final, Harbour, you know they're a side that has quality, not only with the signings they've made. Coach, it's the philosophy that they've played with, and we've seen them, big defeats for them. Harbour, although they've shown how they can handle situations under pressure. Now for Northeast United, everything's in their favour. 17 shots, 12 on target, and then 50% of the shots that they've scored on target have found its way into the net.
51%. The possession did close up a little bit in the second half, but totally dominant from Northeast United. Well, the final of the 134th Indian Oil Durand Cup taking place at the Salt Lake in Kolkata, a very wet Salt Lake in Kolkata, as well as Miguel Zabaco looked to captain his side to a second successive Durand Cup trophy, looking to become the first side since East Bengal in the 1990s to do so. It was a fairly tentative start, but they got themselves underway. It was a mistake by Mirshad, who pushed the ball straight back out into the feet of Ashir Akhtar, who was able to get his first Durand Cup goal. Aladin Ajare was involved in the build-up. Diamond Harbour had a couple of chances prior to that, but really the goalkeeper, the ball just bouncing up and hitting him on the chest. And Ashir Akhtar, who was onside, able to side put the ball into the empty net and put Northeast United in front on the half hour. Great moment for him. First goal in 16 Durand Cup games. And a second came in first half stoppage time. Partik Gogoi finding space in behind the defence once more, just opening himself up to fire past Mirshad. John Abraham in the VIP area, high-fiving everybody. Partik with his second goal of this edition of the Durand Cup. And it doubled their advantage just before half-time. Well, they started brightly in the second half as well. Everything going through Aladin Ajare. A lovely ball across for Toy Singh to guide that one in from close range. Ajare, 7 goals to his name himself. A lovely ball across. And at 3-0, Darren, there really was no way back for Diamond Harbour.
Sheer dominance there by Northeast United, and Aladin Ajare at the helm of it. Turn provider there, and then there was a glimmer of hope when Luka Machin with that big deflection got this goal to his name. It was a strong header there first time around, and then Machin.
And Luka Machin in the right place at the right time, just getting that deflection to send it past Burmese into the bottom corner. And a lifeline at 3-1 for Diamond Harbour. But that lifeline didn't last long. McCartan headed the ball back, and Jairo just got the ball out of his feet, guided it into the bottom corner. An excellent finish from the Spaniard.
Yeah, look at that for a finish. In between the defender's legs and finds its way into the bottom corner there. And this time around, when Northeast United celebrated, they knew that it was a goal to celebrate, a goal where they knew they've lifted the Indian Oil Durand Cup trophy, and then every goal after that was a bonus. Aladin Ajare once again identifies that front in behind the left back, who has no idea who he should mark, who has no idea that there's a man behind him free, and then a delicate finish, maybe not intentional, over the goalkeeper. And a goal there for Northeast United.
And Ajare finally getting on the score sheet with the penalty, having won the penalty after the foul by Ruat Kima, firing into the net by the underside of the bar for his 8th goal, rounding off 6-1 win for Northeast United, who take their second successive title. John Abraham has joined them pitch side. We will celebrate it. I'm sure we'll see him once again with the trophy as we did last year. After the presentation, the 3 trophies, of course, that Northeast United will be presented with. But what a night again it's been for Northeast United. So we've got the presentation and ceremony coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Pala Malay will drive you through, take you through that. Full-time score, Northeast United 6, Diamond Harbour 1.
Hi guys, thank you for
इंडिया को
watching.
चाहिए 3 रन.
Thank you for watching the
Secret
live
crush.
video
What a girl.
and see you again next time.
Water
Thank
girl
you
body
so much.
splash. You'll love it. What a girl.
Want to know the secret of success? Hard work, dedication.